Greatest minds gathered from across the cosmos. Guess what, bitches? Nerds that know are back. The whole crew is here. The brothers Ood are complimenting the goddess of stars above, Lady Bobby, the glorious tank that will stomp you in the ground with nerd knowledge, and of course myself, Smurf. Hi. I have missed my fellow nerds. Sorry, I've been away doing lots of nerdly things. You guys have done fantastic while I have been away.
You have been greatly missed. But we are all here now. You know, I see that their cocktails have already started. So
it was wine 30 a long time ago. So that's bottle 2, 3. I don't know. I lose count.
Yeah. Well, and today is May the 4th. So May the 4th be with you.
As with you. I don't know. That seemed very Catholic. I'm a Catholic. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Hold on. I'm getting naked.
It's okay. We have a couple of lapsed Catholics with us tonight.
Oh, jeez.
I like to call them recovering Catholics.
I'm not recovering from anything.
Oh, I love the truth.
Damn, this camera sucks. There we go.
Dina says you need to wash your ass, Matt.
Yeah, that's about a 30-year running joke between she and I.
Gotta see this.
Hi, Peep.
Are you a dirty Catholic?
Not anymore.
We don't do that here.
No.
I identify as a Norse pagan. Thank you.
Nice. Aren't the Norse pagans anyway? I don't think isn't that like redundant?
Yeah.
Gods
it's repetitive and redundant. Redundant and repetitive.
Rotundant.
Oh, we are nerds after all.
Are you calling me rotund?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
No, we're calling Batista rotund, evidently, because nerds are just vicious little bitches.
God.
How do you call Batista fat?
The 50-plus-year-old man's getting a little chubby. Oh, well, fuck him, right?
Yeah.
I would actually be okay with fucking him.
I mean, first big sexy.
List, but if the opportunity presented itself, I'm down.
I mean, at first big sexy goes, all gray and, still looks kind of okay in Magic Might. Now Batista loses his hair and he's chunky. What the fuck, man? Jesus.
Let them age with dignity, please.
Yeah.
There's not a person who said that is not any more or less worse for wear than Dave Batista is right now.
Well, and it's just
which is why none of us are saying it.
It's super shitty because that's the reason he stopped doing action movies.
Right? Yeah.
There's a reason he's not going to be Drax anymore, and it's not because they're tired of Drax being in the movies. It's because he doesn't want to be an action star anymore because he's an old man.
Well, and he doesn't want to run around with his shirt off. He doesn't want to be like Roger Moore in the twilight of his 007 career when you're like, oh my God, I hope those are alligator clips holding his skin taut. It's just, he's getting out gracefully. Come on. I mean, Hulk Hogan doesn't look the same. Good Lord. Even Stallone. I saw him the other day.
Lately?
Yeah. It's horrendous.
I just want to know how much Cheeto dust coats the keyboards of the people who dared to make a run at Dave Batista. That's all I want to know.
Well, I'm sure most of them still live in their parents' basements.
To be fair.
And
masturbate slowly to their pillows. Are designed to look like anime girls.
They're chronic clown punchers. It's pretty evident.
Yeah.
I will never not think of the South Park internet troll. God! I hear that's just the perfect image with the stain and and he's just typing.
The wrist braces.
Yeah, with the wrist braces on and the balding and the ponytail. That's perfect. That's that person every single
typing
time.
with 3 fingers. Yeah.
Worst episode ever.
Well, I will say one thing. At least the male half of the famous actors and celebrities and whatnot are also now hearing that they need to watch their weight because this is something that women have been dealing with for generations.
Not to be an asshole, but men have been dealing with it too.
Everybody's all up in arms. Like, how dare you say that about Batista which I agree. You shouldn't say that about him. He's still like fabulous. But
okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Bobby.
No, you have things.
No, go ahead. Finish.
Go ahead.
We'll
No,
follow.
go ahead. No. You fall on this sword.
I'll jump on the sword. There's a reason that HGH exists. There's a reason that steroids exist. There's a reason that Muscle Fitness magazine exists, and that's because in the dark, shadowy aspects of the entertainment world, the same thing happens to men. It's just not as in your face.
That's not true. Brandon Fraser is a perfect example. Everybody didn't even freaking come close to this conversation with him. And I feel bad for the man, but goddamn, you got nothing else to do. You might as well put down a Big Mac and lift up a dumbbell. Come on. You're going to jump Batista and you got Brandon Fraser looking doughy? No. I got problems with that. And Michelle Pfeiffer, fuck all, is still hot. Hell yes.
To be fair, Brendan Fraser was never shredded like Dave Batista.
No,
Dave
that's
Batista, not true. George of the
That
Jungle.
is actually not true. Did you?
George of the Jungle.
Yeah, George of the Jungle. He was that dude was ripped.
God.
Encino Man. Encino Man. He was also ripped. He
Okay,
I
but
remember
he's-
him being like shredded.
he's never
like
lived
that.
off his body like Batista.
Right.
Well, he didn't
Batista's
have.
been living off that body for
Yeah.
20
Batista
years.
was a professional athlete.
Yeah,
Well, that is.
For-
See, there
for
you go.
Decades, right?
yeah. He's been living off of that look for a long damn time, and the fact that he's starting to pudge up now
Yeah.
that he's 50 years old.
Yeah.
Really?
Right. Happens to the best of us.
And the
And
worst.
you're completely right, Bobby. It's been happening to women, and it was a lot more forceful with women for a long time.
That's why I like Selma Hayek. She does not give a shit. She just puts it out there and love her, leave her. She doesn't give a shit. I'm here to do it, and I love that about her.
We were actually saying that about Catherine Zeta-Jones a couple of weeks ago.
I saw her on, what was it? It was that show, Prodigy. Yeah, Prodigy, where with Michael Sheen and Jesus from Walking Dead, Tom Payne. And I don't know, she just looked off. She didn't look like what I recognized her. It took me a minute. It was bad.
She's still on the list.
Fair enough.
Matt, your list is lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, if he's going to have something lengthy, at least his list is something he can control.
Oh, jeez.
Ouch. Shots fired.
I could give two shits.
And I really don't want to know one way or the other, ever.
Well, I mean, you probably have a somewhat
I'm
reasonable
gonna say
genetic.
genetics you're sitting next to, so I mean,
Yeah,
It's fairly.
it's got to be
similar
within
to-
a somewhat of a range.
I
I'm
don't
assuming.
need to know this. Oh,
You know.
okay.
You're dealing with
Sure.
the same genetic pool there.
Anyway, what else we got on the list today?
I mean,
Okay, let's talk about Moon Knight.
yes.
We're not talking about the season finale, which happened today. We're talking about last week's episode, in which we really got to explore more of why the hearts were not balanced, and
That
you know,
was wild.
and two of the sides, Mark and Steven.
I absolutely love the way that Oscar is playing this weird dichotomy. Well, I guess 3 different characters, because we finally got what appears to be a visual representation of the third character during episode 5, since neither Mark nor Steven was in the room at the time, apparently.
And it's
So-
happened throughout the episodes too. It's not. That's not been the only time that's happened.
No, but that's when they kind of put it out, like, this is not either one of them.
Right.
This person on screen is not them.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool.
They've been hinting at it in the credits
Mhm.
with the one image with the 3 faces.
Oh,
So, yeah, they've been foreshadowing this since episode 1.
Well, and every time there's a super violent scene where he just blacks out and doesn't know what's going on,
Right.
it's not Mark or Steven.
Well,
Apparently.
even like when they're like getting away, and all of a sudden he's got fighting moves, and neither Steven nor Mark are in charge. So
Exactly.
it was a dead giveaway. It's cool. I love what Oscar Isaac is doing. I'm just,
I know. Not enough Moon Knight for your Moon Knight. I get it.
I mean, 2.5 minutes total screen time for
Yes.
the costume
Well,
for 6 episodes.
oh
Seriously,
no, not for 6. You can't for 5.
5. All right,
We're not going to talk about what happened in 6 yet, but it's interesting what they do in 6 for sure. So
yes,
Yeah,
no
I can't
spoilers
wait.
for episode 6. I
yeah,
just
yeah, we get to go on this super fucking pretty dark journey through Mark Spector's life and why Stephen Grant exists, which was fucking sad. Jesus Christ, what a sad episode.
What I mean, I like that they, gave us the origin story right behind the personalities, and how he got hooked up in
And
this
did it in a
universe
way
with
that-
Khonshu.
did it in a way that was it was respectful to the disorder that he's supposed to be kind of portraying.
Yep, absolutely.
Because that's
And
what really happens. That's how that happens. Is there's a super traumatic
bless you.
past,
bless you.
an inciting event that causes that separation usually.
This is going to be 180 degrees from a point I'm going to bring up later in the episode, but I really enjoyed the mental health conversation and the response to trauma. And it was done well and respectful to that community. And I really enjoyed the depth of the way they told that story. So it was really good.
Well, even how Ethan Hawke approached it as a therapist, and I mean, the back and forth got a little jarring again because they're not really good at transitioning, but I really do love Ethan Hawke's approach and just how he's done the exact same swings that we've seen Oscar Isaac do. The acting has just been, between those two, absolutely worth watching. I'd come back for season 2 just to watch them.
The acting's been tremendous.
Yep.
I'm blown away by that. I mean, it's great, and we can't give away anything for episode 6. But there was fan theories that Hawk's character was Doctor Doom, which I laughed about. I do agree that there's more to his character and something that's further down the line, and I hope Hawk comes back because he's mostly a director now. It's very rare we get him on this side of the camera, so it was a nice change. It was a good switch up.
Yeah.
All right, well, and without
I know everyone's waiting for me to say a curse word or something, but that was pretty much the end of my rant.
Or you're tired.
No, that was the end of my rant. Everyone knows I'm not happy about how this has gone, and Disney's going dark. It's great. It's a comic book film. I want to see more comic book characters.
By the way, during that scene with the doctor scene,
yes,
looking at Ethan Hawke and that from that perspective, I got like some serious Kevin Bacon from Sleepers vibes.
Yeah,
like very creepy, very off-putting persona, and he looked almost identical to him at one point. I was looking at the screen, I'm like, when did Kevin Bacon join this fucking movie? Because he does, like, he gets at one point you look at him and like, that does not even look like Ethan Hawke anymore.
No, they've done a great job with the makeup, the realistic sets, everything that they put into it. It's just very jumbled and very clunky in
very
some
messy.
places.
Yeah.
It is. And is it better than what I expected? Yes, because I'm not coming back for Miss Marvel because I'm going to be busy watching Obi-Wan Kenobi, which we saw the trailer today, and holy balls, that was amazing.
Yeah, super excited about Obi-Wan.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Agreed.
So we'll all have many things to say about Obi-Wan
when
that premieres.
In a couple weeks.
3 weeks? Yeah.
So super excited about that. And what better way for us to talk about, May the 4th than to talk, Obi-Wan and the fact that it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and leave Disney for a moment and go over to Paramount Plus. We have been watching both Picard and Halo over on Paramount. And wow, on both of them, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. So let's go ahead and jump into Picard first.
Ugh.
Oh, that was a disgusted sound.
That sounded like Taco Tuesday coming back.
Yeah, what?
Well,
What's
it was
wrong?
Burrito Wednesday, but it's okay. So I'll start. It's the 24th goddamn century. We're supposed to be more enlightened. And I get that when we write sci-fi and fantasy, sometimes we apply our own current modern day norms and morals and societal things to the story. But I can't for the life of me figure out in a shoehorned in mental health story that we didn't know we needed for Picard to have some sort of goddamn catharsis, that the answer to someone having a mental health crisis is to have Gaius fucking Baltar lock you in a room in 24 whatever. Come on. I lost. I usually am really good at suspending belief and watching these things and just enjoy the story. Not this time. I was like, no, you guys totally fucked this one up. There's no reason for this story to be here. There's no reason to tell it this way. Well, come on. No. Completely
It's the
disagree.
only part of the Picard story that we haven't gotten yet, right? Like
Not
we've gotten
true.
his father, we've gotten his brother, we've never seen this mother bit in we're gonna try to shoehorn it in with his mental health and how he's getting older and how he can't have a real relationship because of his mother. And that part of it I agree with is a little bit like peculiar why it's here and why they're telling the story now, except for the fact that they had to get to Picard Manor and use all those things as, plot holes, and they're escaping through the tunnels. And you can tell that story. I like finding out the story about his mother. I'm not exactly sure we needed it here.
Right.
No, it's entirely a MacGuffin. That's all it is. They're trying to fit parts of the story that don't exist into a story. That's all it is.
It just doesn't need to happen. I mean, I was happy to see Baltar. I was waiting for Baltar to shake him like a baby and in come a Centurion. That would have been spectacular. But instead, we got this lackluster, weak-ass approach of trying to derail the story that nobody cared about. Nobody was asking these questions. Nobody. It was just so badly poorly written, poorly executed. It doesn't need to be here. I think Star Trek's out of ideas. I really do. Unless it's alternate dimensions, the Mirrorverse, or time travel, Star Trek just stalls out.
So does that mean you don't want to talk about the fact that we're getting a new Star Trek show?
I'm excited to see the new one. I don't know what they're going to do. Hopefully they kind of keep it within the universe. I'm excited to see Rebecca Romaine Stamos in the skirt because she fought to get that. She wanted to wear the skirt. She went to costuming. She's like, I love it. I want it to be part of my character. So there's potentials. And we were actually even talking at the studio today about who's the better Spock, Zachary or the guy they got on the new show, because both of them have such an interesting approach to the Spock character, and I think that's probably the more compelling story here, besides Pike coming out of the chair, before the chair. I'm not sure where we're at in the timeline. So
way before the chair.
Before, yeah.
So I'm excited to see this. Picard just kind of is missing the mark. The Guinan stories pissed me off beyond belief. We haven't got Q, which was billed from the start. It's just so bad. And I'm hoping they've learned before we get to the new one in 2 weeks?
Yeah. I said it early in the run. It feels like it's just a bunch of fan service with Picard. It feels like it's Picard's greatest hits without the rest of the crew. We get green lasers we get another Borg Queen story
Again.
Yeah, again. Now the way they tied up the last week's episode, I kind of dug that a little bit. Sending her off and doing her thing, and then the merged personalities. I thought that was cool. Like they could have done a whole lot more with that. With this whole new Borg thing they got going on. But I'm really looking forward to the new series because it's going to be more episodic and more of that kind of traditional Star Trek storytelling, where it will fit together, but not in like an overarching. This is the story we're telling over 10 episodes. We have 10 stories that we're going to tell. More of that traditional TOS, which is what brought most of us into the universe to begin with.
Absolutely, because I mean, Picard could have done so much more. I mean, we still have the changelings that are out there. Bring the Dominion back. What the hell happened to the Romulans after the entire solar system got wiped out? Of course, I'm sure there's refugees. There's so many other stories and so many other things to do instead of going back to the well for, again, another Borg story. I mean, it's like Doctor Who. How many times can we, run up against the Daleks before we go, okay, just tip them on their side because they can't get back up. They're turtles. I mean, it's just so much you can take. So,
what's Jeffrey Combs doing nowadays? He can probably come back and play about 8 different characters.
Absolutely,
just keep laying them in.
Any of this, like
Frank Azaria's got nothing else to do but Simpsons reruns. Bring his ass in here. He can play 5 characters.
Can we get Nick Fleetwood to play another fish? I want Nick Fleetwood to play another fish.
Is he even alive still?
Yes. Nick Fleetwood is still alive.
That's impressive.
Surprise. But I mean, I hope we get more Andorians. I hope we get more creatures. I want it to be more like Enterprise was with Scott Bakula and his crew, where they're out there and they're discovering being explorers. Give me some good sci-fi. Give me some good sci-fi for fuck's sake.
I mean, it's the 5-year mission. We can only hope. Let's go.
I think that season 1 of Picard was much better than season 2, but since they already have a contract for season 3, season 2 could just be fluff.
That's all it is. I think season 3 is going to be more interesting. They're going to.
I fucking hope so.
Because season 2, based on my limited understanding of Star Trek, once again, it's been all fluff, almost entirely fluff.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and I was going, you know what? If they have to kill off Picard's mom, make her the fucking Borg queen. And that's why it's this whole thing. I'm like,
kind of fucked up, actually.
Wow.
There was a line in like episode 1 or 2 where the Borg queen is all like, "Look to the stars, Picard," and that's the same thing that his mom said to him in in that same episode. And I'm just like, oh, that would be so cool. They won't do it, but that would be so cool.
They still
you wrote a better story than they have this season.
Because we still don't know who that Borg queen was who had the mask on at the beginning of the season.
That'd be.
It's pretty much not the mom who he found dead.
As long as it's Girardi and her tits,
it's going to be that's what it's going to be. It's going to be
Girardi and her tits.
Yeah, it's going to be Borgatti.
That sounds like a band name.
I mean, her beating the shit out of 7 of 9 was so Scott Pilgrim. I was getting flashbacks of her in that red dress, and it was just like, oh my god, this is too Scott Pilgrim. I'm out. I can't take it.
All right. I was going to stick with Paramount Plus and talk Halo.
Yeah.
I know we talked Christopher Pike a little bit, but let's go ahead and stay over with Paramount Plus and Halo. We came this close to Halsey biting it.
Oh God!
I was so excited, and then they took it away from me.
You knew they were going to save her though at that point because it was all about him proving a point. That's all that was.
I still wanted it to happen.
Oh, I know too. I did too. I was like, oh, cool. That'd be badass if they literally just killed her right there. I'd been like, that's fucking wild. That was a wild choice.
Liquid fire right in front of everybody.
Yeah, but they didn't do it, of course. Of course. John had to go and save her punk ass, even though she deserved to get fucking liquefied.
Well, in most of those stories, you hear somebody that's like, trying to reason with people, or, like just making, this was the part that got me about that whole scene was in movies. Technically, if somebody's locked in a ship, typically they, you get this part where they're like, let me out, let me out, let me out. And they're just yelling.
Mhm.
The whole Halsey just like screaming bloody murder, like we all would in that situation.
Oh yeah,
It was very realistic and very like dramatic. It was.
and
I
screaming
actually really
directly.
enjoyed the way that was played as to what typically happens in that situation.
Well, and screaming directly at John to let her out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fully understanding the situation she was in. Like that was a really smart way to play that scene.
Yeah. I mean, it was a strong power play.
Yeah.
Between Master Chief and Cortana.
Yeah, that was kind of cool how they did that. Actually, that understanding of what's actually happening a little bit, of what control, trying to figure out how much control she has over his actions.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the moral of the story is, fuck all.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can turn them off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like right in the middle of the maneuver, boom, flip the switch, and down
and
goes.
any ragdolls.
Yeah, down goes Frazier. What the
Mhm.
fuck has happened? Yeah, I'd be wanting to know where that line is. Like, okay, bitch, you getting out of my head.
Yeah, and they're doing it in a smart way because they are playing it as if Cortana is not. She's not actively trying to hurt him. She's not trying to stop him from doing anything specific. She's trying to reason with him and help him along under, the orders of Halsey, but she is legitimately trying to help him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is smart because that's the way the character is supposed to act.
Yeah.
And I will say Cortana so far is my favorite character.
I mean, they've got all the characteristics down from the video game.
Yeah.
Even like Halo Infinite, you're getting some good splashback between the game and this.
Yeah.
I think she is one of the better characters. I'm kind of done with the refugee and all of that story. I'm kind of like
They seem to have lost
forgotten about it.
red on that story. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just like it's just in the back burner. Like I'm sure this is going to loop
hoping
around
there's
into
a
something
payoff.
big,
Yeah.
but what the hell?
Maybe that's all it is they're just kind of letting it sit for a minute, letting it simmer in the background. But they're not really paying off that story. Hopefully something will happen there.
No,
But there's only like so much that can happen technically, but
Right.
Well, yeah,
I would be fine if they just stopped touching that story altogether. They won't.
no,
But I
they
would be
won't
okay
because
if they
that's
did.
that's the inciting incident for him becoming more human and more of the John that we know from the game.
well, and I'm hoping, but see, I would honestly think, and this is what I was hoping was going to happen, is the fall of Reach he would not, he's not there for it, of course, but if he hears about it and finds out about it, that's the catalyst, that's the other part of the story we've never seen from a Halo perspective.
Yeah.
Because we never saw the repercussions of the fall of Reach. We saw the fall, but we don't know what happened really after that. So that's kind of what I'm hoping this bridges as far as gaps go.
I think that's probably what's going to end up happening is that they'll connect those pieces because we finally got that they're on Reach and everything's starting to go haywire.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the first real visual of the Halo itself.
Ring? Yeah, the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the valley, which everyone who's played the games would know that the valley that they're sitting in when they have that little meeting.
Yep.
And that's really cool. That's a really cool callback to the series, and I like how they included that.
I'm enjoying the interactions between Master Chief and the Blessed One.
Oh yeah, that's a really interesting thing they have going there. And it's weird because the story that they're kind of telling is that she is like him. She
That's
just
his
went
sister,
to
dude.
yeah, she just went to the other side.
Right.
It's
That's
his sister.
Yeah.
I picked that out too, Smurf. That it's definitely
That's what
they're
it-
related.
Yeah,
That seems to be the implication, is that there's some sort of shared parentage there.
So I'm
Um,
curious how she got out, because I'm sure we'll see that flashback of her getting picked up off of the planet when John went off to join the Corps, and I think we'll see that story, a flashback at some point.
That's very possible. That's what I was thinking too. Is they're going to finally show the full separation, what happens, which we got a pretty good. They did a good job of God, making Halsey look like such a heartless cunt, to be honest.
But she is in the game. She is a cold iceberg bitch. I mean,
Yep.
Chili Willy is like, God damn, you are frozen.
Yeah, like how cold-heartedly she described just separating children from their fucking parents for this program, and they just slowly let them die, essentially. And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Right.
I had to watch Californication again so I could start liking her. I mean, I was just like, damn, you're heartless.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of making you hate the hell out of her. I hate her more than the Covenant at this point. I'm like, Jesus, you vicious monster.
I know, I can sympathize with the Covenant. I just want one of the swords. Start slicing motherfuckers up. Just like, yeah.
Well,
Give
I'm
me a
wondering if
needler
they're
any
going
day.
to introduce the Arbiter at some point here in the near future.
I'm sure we will.
Just
We saw
because
Gravity Hammers this week, so I mean, that was bad.
that was awesome.
Boom!
I was like, you need to go to the hospital. You just got bitch slapped with a giant fucking hammer. You need to go to the hospital. That's
So
what Cortana
good.
is saying to him.
Oh my
And he's
god!
like, no,
it was
I'm
so
good. It's like, no, motherfucker. He beat the shit out of you. Go to the hospital.
so good. Oh my god!
So enjoying Halo and the way that that's happening. So
Enjoying it way more than I ever thought I would, to be
Right.
honest.
Agreed.
Like from the beginning, I'm like, this is gonna suck, I think. And
Well,
but the way they're
still
telling the
kind of
story, I'm like,
sucks.
well, but they're telling it in a way that I'm like, you know what? It's not bad. They're telling the story they need to tell to get to the games that we all know. And they're doing it in a way that's kind of cool.
They are taking some creative liberties. I'm not upset about it. I mean, he took his helmet off, of course, like I said, first episode, and I went, what the fuck? And after that initial shock, I'm like, okay. And I'm hoping the sniper becomes the sniper out of Reach, where she loses her arm and it becomes robotic. I'm thinking, I haven't gone back to Reach to see if that's
it kind of implied that with her injuries when she was on the table. Like her whole fucking right side was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're right on. You're hitting right on the head on that one. I think we're gonna find out that her arm gets amputated here, and that she does get that robotic arm.
I can only hope. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, the guy who he was not Lucky Charms. He was the leprechaun in American Gods. He's done a great job as Master Chief. He is so just spot on.
That's where I saw him before. God damn it.
Yeah, he's from American Gods.
he is the leprechaun.
That's right. Oh,
That was bothering you, wasn't it? Like for the
it was. And I was. It was.
you motherfucker.
Yeah, I know I've seen this guy somewhere, and I know it's been a couple years since I've seen him, and I can't. And I wasn't gonna go the lazy route and IMDb his ass. I was actually gonna try to walk through it in my own head, which never works out until you told me. So thank you, Smurf. I really appreciate you.
I get distracted by the flowers. Oh, what was I working on?
Leprechaun and that goddamn coin.
okay, well, so Halo is the prequel to the video games, and we're all learning more about the backstory of these characters, which stories that haven't been told before are difficult to find in today's world. So I'm enjoying it. Other prequels that are coming up, we have the prequel for the Hunger Games, which is The Ballad of the Songbird and Snakes. Was written a while ago, the book itself, but the movie version is going to be released in theaters next year. So this is 64 years before the Hunger Games trilogy that we all know.
Which ties it to like the development of the districts, essentially, right?
Exactly.
Donald
I've never
Sutherland's
read that
character.
book. I read the other books, and I've watched 2 of the movies.
Francis Lawrence, who was at the helm for the Hunger Games film series, is coming back to do this film.
Is that a good thing?
In my opinion, yes.
Okay.
We'll have that consistent feel, and although there's obviously going to be more in the books than in the films, I felt like the films did hold true to the story.
I never watched the 3rd movie. I watched the first 2, and I thought it was they were done decently.
So somebody who already knows the universe, and who already had that vision of what was happening.
That makes sense to bring him back then. Have you read that book?
I have not.
See, I haven't either. I read the first 3, or the original 3. I guess this is before those. But I've never read this one, so I have no idea.
Written as, my understanding is it was written as a prequel. So like that trilogy was written first.
Well, yeah, that trilogy, I know the trilogy was first because I didn't even know that there was a prequel book, if I'm being honest, until you said something about it.
If memory serves, it revolves around a lot of Donald Sutherland's character that we see later in the Hunger Games and the development of the districts and his rise to power, because it's when he's younger. So I know
he's all disease-ridden.
Yeah, so I know there's some stuff with that, and I don't remember the rest of it because it was okay. It was an okay book.
Okay. Well, it makes me want to kind of, maybe I'll go pick it up or something just to get an understanding of what's happening with the story that they're trying to tell.
Yeah, I'll definitely have read it before November of next year.
Yeah.
That way I can harshly judge the film.
Exactly.
As you should.
As it's easier that way.
Right.
As soon as you find out that a book is being turned into a movie, you have to read the book so you can harshly judge the movie. That's just the way it works. I even reread the Wheel of Time series, or the first 2 books, before that show premiered. What a waste of my time that was.
Yeah, that show just didn't make any fucking sense. I'd have an hour-long breakdown of that fucking show to make it make sense for me. So I'm not kidding. I talked to Mike, our brother, and he had to explain to me what was happening because I had no fucking clue what was going on in that series.
And that is one of his all-time favorite series.
Yeah, and I had no clue, and he explained it to me, and I'm like, oh, why didn't they include that then? He's like, because it would take too much time. And I'm like, take the fucking time.
They took time with everything else. They dragged the shit out of the first 3 episodes. Are you kidding me?
No kidding.
Right.
No, I think, but for the important parts of the story that they apparently just left out.
Exactly.
Give me 20 minutes of story to tell me what happened and why they're suddenly doing what they're doing.
Better yet, just give me a panning shot with some really jazzy music. I can put it all together yet. Fuck sticks. I can't. That series was horrible.
With some Farscape level CGI.
Absolutely. Jim Henson was pissed. He's like, God damn it, you can bring me back from the grave, and I do a better job than that shit.
He did. He did a better job than that in 2002. I mean, come on.
Man, I just sat there and shook my head. I'm like, why? Why would you do this to people? Peter Jackson has showed us, and this is saying a lot, how to speed up telling a story. Even Game of Thrones showed us how to speed up, how to tell a story. Then you give us this Wheel of Time where it's evidently in quicksand because that didn't turn at all.
See, I can't use the Peter Jackson one because I thought he took way too fucking long on those stories. But
I mean, for a movie about walking, I think he did okay.
That's what it was. That's the problem. It was a fucking walking story.
And
dude,
let's be honest, the source material there is a little bit verbose. So
it is verbose.
Very, very verbose.
Tolkien will take a chapter to talk about a button.
Yeah, it's chatty. It's worse than The Princess Bride. I get it.
Yeah, but that's when you learn to edit a little bit.
Yes. It's called abridged. It's the abridged
Let's
version.
cut this
Yeah.
chapter out because guess what? It doesn't fucking mean anything. Let's shorten this story by an hour and tell it a little bit quicker. That's
Because I'm just telling you, if I was Bilbo, I'd be pissed. You had eagles the entire fucking time, you asshole.
yeah. But what did they do
I
instead?
lost a finger. I lost a finger. I busted a toe, and I got anal raped by a flesh golem. You had eagles the entire fucking.
See, and that was the biggest thing. Like, instead of making a shorter cut of that movie, they made an extended cut of those movies and made it 13 hours long. You got to be fucking kidding me. Where's the 4-hour version of the story? I want that
More
one.
walking. Here's an extended version of walking. Great.
I'm pretty sure they made the shorter version when it was animated back in like the 80s.
I liked that story.
I
To be
love
honest,
that story.
Are you kidding? I still watch it.
That's awesome.
That's probably the best telling of that whole storyline ever done.
Best soundtrack ever. Where there's a whip, there's a way.
I was just gonna say
It's-
I still have that stuck in my head every now and again. Where there's a whip, there's a way.
Well,
So
I'm
good.
forever surprised by the idea that they made an incredibly long book into an incredibly long movie that somehow felt longer than the book.
And then you have The Hobbit, which is a short book, and they make it longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one I don't understand either. We have this great book, right? That could be done in a single movie. That's been done as a play. Let's turn it into 3 12-hour long films.
Exactly. Like, it could have been a 2.5-hour story. They probably could
Maybe
have done the whole thing.
included
Maybe
everything.
3.
We could have
Maybe
done
3.
3
Maybe
hours.
3.
Would have been great.
Instead, we got 7 hours of movie total, and it's like, Jesus, dude. Come on, learn to fucking edit just a little
Money
bit.
talks, man. Money talks.
Contracts, baby, contracts.
Yep.
And here's the thing.
Yes, I mean,
we all
they paid
bitch
them a
about
shit
it,
pile of money,
but
so.
we've still all seen it.
Oh yeah.
I still watch it because there are some good scenes in it. I do like the deleted ones with the dwarves coming out with the goats and the chariot. Oh my god, that cracks me up every fucking time.
So, no, there's parts of the movie, and that's the thing. There's parts of, I guess, all 6 of those movies that I actually really enjoy.
Yeah.
The problem is the giant pile of in between, and it's like, dude, just cut it down a little bit. It's
I mean,
not.
Go ahead.
That's it. Just cut it down. That's all you got to do. Learn to edit just a little.
If the second movie had just been the Battle of Helm's Deep, just the entire battle, because that battle in that book is tremendously long and intricate, and they only scratched the surface of that fight. They could have cut down so much on that film and just had the battle. I would have been happy as fucking
That
hell.
would have made me enjoy that movie a shitload more, to be honest.
Yep. That's the best part of the series.
Just make it the battle, because that's a good second movie. Is in this storyline that's just really long. That's a great second movie. Is just just super long battle scenes that you could have cut into this movie would have been awesome.
Yep.
Instead, we
All
got
right, that was a great tangent. Bobby, what else?
All right, let's stick with books that are being turned to film and or TV shows and more prequels for that matter. And that is, we are getting a prequel to The Witcher. It is a spin-off series.
Which we kind of got already a little bit because they did the cartoon one. What was that?
Yeah.
All right.
This is going to be a live action.
Yeah.
And it is...
Michelle Yao is in that one? Is that Michelle Yao?
I believe so.
I believe you're right.
Yeah. So this will be The Witcher Blood Origin. Right?
And you know what? I'm okay at something different. And I mean, that's what we always scream about on this podcast is we want something different. We're tired of the rehashes, the redos. You know what? I'm kind of for this. And there's so many books in the Witcher series to pull from to, I think, develop this lore effectively. So I don't think that this is a bad idea, especially if they keep it the formula that they're doing with the current Witcher series. So I have high hopes for this, actually.
So there are a total of 6 novels and 15 short stories in the Witcher written series. So then you have all of the other lore and stuff from the game.
Yeah, which is its own lore, or own version of the lore, at least.
Mhm.
Right. But
As
I'm
long
excited
as
about it.
they tell
I've
it in a
enjoyed.
good way, right? I mean, that I really think that the series that they've done so far on Netflix have been fantastic. And all credit in the world to Henry. He's, for all reports, he is a walking just encyclopedia of all things Witcher. And
Yeah,
he's
he is definitely like way the fuck up there on the like
Mhm.
the god of nerd sort of like totem.
No,
Mhm.
that's me. He's
I
at
didn't
least a
say
good
he
deity.
was you. I said he's
He's a
on
good
your
deity.
totem.
He's a good deity. Cavill
But yeah,
is
this-
great. I love this man. High praises for Cavill all the way.
Yeah,
That
but
guy's
Blood-
nerd cred is unbelievable.
extensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost as long as his dick.
Oh God! I need a minute. He's on my list.
He's on my list. Jesus, that's a pretty man.
I'd have a hard time turning him down.
Yeah, like yeah, I'm really not into that,
Like,
but
oh,
maybe.
God, I don't like sword fights, but God, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Now that is a man who like just gets sexier the grimier he gets.
Oh yeah, he sluts up real good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this blood origin story is supposed to be like what 1,200 years? I think is what it said. 1,200
Yeah,
years before
1,200 years prior to the first book or
Yeah, and
the
it's supposed to be
season.
focused on like the very first Witcher and how that came to be, I guess. Which is kind of cool. I mean, that's a good.
I dig it. Yeah, I'm totally.
That's a
into it.
good way to go with it because that's something they really haven't gone into very much. Is where the Witchers actually came from.
Yeah, I mean, we
So-
got a teeny tiny little like peek of that in the animated,
A little peek, yeah.
but that was just like a skosh.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a series, so I'm looking forward to another story that I don't already know. You know, I have read 3 of the Witcher books, and really, the books that I have read just feel like a collection of stories, but not in a
Understandable.
bad way.
Yeah.
What I think is hilarious is that the author, whose name I cannot remember, the Polish guy, is all like, you know what? I don't want to have anything to do with it. Just, you know, send me a check, and I'm done.
He's like,
I did my shit. I wrote the books.
I told my story. You just send me what you want to send me for royalties. I'm not writing any more of this crap.
Which is an interesting approach, but honestly, kind of, good on him. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm done. So yeah, do what you want. Let's see what happens.
It also speaks to the trust that he's putting in these people in the way they've been able to tell the stories already, the things they've already done. And he's like, yeah, it's in good hands. Carry on. Pay up, but carry on.
I don't think he cares about that.
I don't think he does either, because he's basically said, I don't want to work anymore. I'm getting enough money from the royalty checks.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Jesus, like off of everything that they've done with that story with The Witcher.
And the whole thing started with a story submitted for a magazine, like a literary magazine.
It's like
It's like where it all started.
It's like George Lucas. He doesn't give a shit about Star Wars. He hasn't since 1983.
He complains about it still sometimes.
Still making a ton of money off of it.
Yeah, nobody who truly cared about it would create something like Jar Jar Binks.
Or continue to remake the episode 4.
I'm still hoping that we get a
or midichlorians.
Man.
Jar Jar Binks at some point.
Hashtag McClunky.
I still want
Yeah,
Darth Jar
McClunky. Darth Jar. Yep.
Just a little snippet. You don't have to make a big story out of it. Just give us the fucking Jar Jar with the red lightsaber.
Yeah, just like one little flash, like like out to the side.
Exactly.
Like, motherfucker.
And then kill him
we knew it.
immediately.
Yeah, we knew it.
And I'm good
He
with
said,
it.
know the power of the dark side.
Yeah, and then he gets his head sliced off. And then we're all happy.
Do you think he'd like pop like a fish if you hit him with force lightning?
Oh
be
yeah,
sweet.
you
That's a better way to do it.
swell
Let's
like
do it
a
that way.
puffer and then just go.
I was thinking like a frog, just like
Yeah. Frog in a microwave.
Misa don't feel so good.
Boom. Oh.
That'd be
Ah,
cool.
God damn it! I hate when I get Jar Jar all over me.
I
Damn
got
it.
jar goo everywhere.
Okay. All right.
God, we're some twisted motherfuckers.
Yes, we are.
Well, yeah, and that's why we all get along so well.
Yep.
Okay, so we've talked about new stories that are coming out. Well, there's going to be a remake reboot, and let me pull up. Here we go. Where are you? On Peacock streaming. Deadline. The Killer.
The what?
The Killer.
The Killer. Yes,
Yes,
they're
The Killer
remaking
is
The
being
Killer.
reimagined.
Yeah, it's being remade by the original director, which is interesting because that doesn't happen often. John Woo is going to be doing a new version of The Killer, which kind of cool. I mean, that's an interesting way to go about it. At least he gets to tell his own story still.
Sure.
Well, and it's a story that, like, it
I'm
was.
just trying to figure out why we need it retold.
I don't know why. Maybe John Woo's out of money. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
It'd be impressive if he spent all of it, but
Hookers and blow ain't cheap.
and this
Just
is
ask
a
Neil Patrick Harris.
this is a what, 40-year-old movie, The Killer.
A little less than 40. It came out in the 80s.
I think it's 89.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
late
pump
80s.
the brakes there. I'm not that
Yeah.
old asshole.
Right.
I'm just saying it's an older movie. Like, that's all I'm saying. It's been around for a long time,
It's been around for a long time. Yes,
and it inspired a lot of people from that pulp genre.
it did. I mean, the story's good. It's fun. It's an action. I mean, it was a kind of a dumbed down action film to begin with. I guess we'll see what they do. I mean, John Woo is good. He's done a lot of great stuff with Keanu. So
Is that
It's
who's
fine.
gonna? That's not going to be the lead, right? Is it going to be okay?
well, the lead in that, if I'm not mistaken, is a black man. So I think that would be a little bit.
That's why I'm asking. Is why.
Right.
Like, wait, if I remember that movie correctly, it was a black guy.
Yes, it was Apollo Creed from the
Yes.
Rocky films, who of
Thank
course
you.
we get in The Mandalorian. So I don't think he's coming back to play the lead role. I hope if we're gonna do this properly, get Terry Crews, pull him off the bench, give him a shot at this, because I think if you're gonna do it, let's get Terry Crews in there.
I can't
I'm
fault you for that. That's
completely
not a
into
bad
that.
choice.
I'm completely into that. Anytime you can get more Terry Crews on TV, I'm happy.
Fuck yeah, come on.
Well, are they gonna? Then they're gonna goof it up a little bit more. Then I'm assuming.
Well, I mean, Terry Crews can still be serious, but there's still a bunch of good one-liners in there. I mean, it's a very
that's true.
physical role. I mean, of course, his thing is he wears suits. They get trashed, and he dusts himself off after he gets thrown off of a car. It's very pulpy. It's very cool. It's very 80s. So I don't know if we're gonna get like an updated version, but I can see Terry Crews just showing up and being Terry Crews.
Well, we don't really have much information about it yet.
No.
Are
Are we talking about the same movie?
The Killer. Yeah.
Chow
Yeah.
Yun Fat.
Maybe I don't.
Oh,
Now I'm confused.
Yeah, The Killer was Chow Yun Fat. It's a total Hong Kong movie.
Oh, then I got the wrong one in my head.
I must be thinking about the wrong thing. Also,
All right. That's
I
fine.
have absolutely no idea what The Killer was. That is not my.
Oh my God! It's okay.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
oh shit!
I
Yeah.
got the wrong, in my
Wrong movie.
head. Wrong movie.
I was like, okay, I know that I'm not bright, and I know sometimes I get lost in my own head. And you start talking about Terry Crews and a black man. I'm like, there wasn't a
I must be
fucking
thinking,
black
what
man
movie
to
am I
be
fucking
seen in
thinking
this
of,
movie.
then?
What movie are they
No, wait.
talking about?
Even better.
Terry Crews would still be okay in this role.
I'm
Oh
so
yeah.
fine
Oh
with
yeah.
Terry
Yeah.
Crews in the lead.
Absolutely. I have no issues whatsoever with casting or recasting the role any way or direction or whatever. Right. It was Chow Yun Fat.
Yeah, so
No,
now I'm
wait a
trying to figure out
second.
what movie I'm
This-
thinking of.
Now I got
What movie was
I mean,
that?
are you thinking of Action Jackson? I mean,
That's it. That's what I'm thinking of.
Carl
Action
Weathers
Jackson.
is Action Jackson.
That's right.
Now,
Carl Weathers.
It
was
does
Action
beg
Jack.
the question,
That's what it
though.
was.
What happened to Chow Yun Fat?
He's
still around?
Yeah, he's still around. He's doing.
Still
He
around.
still does samurai and different period pieces, but Chow Yun Fat's still around.
Yeah.
He just did a film like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He's not as kung fu-y, but I mean he
No,
shows
he's-
up and delivers passionate lines.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last thing I saw him in. To be honest.
Passionate lines.
Passionate lines. There's a lot of drama. I guess if you're gonna replace Chow Yun Fat, who's the dude that played Storm Shadow in the G.I. Joe films? I know he does a lot of Korean dramas, and I can't think of his name.
Yeah, he'd be a good one.
I think he'd be great.
But it's John Woo, so I mean, there's going to be some of that martial arts bit, but most of John Woo is the handgun.
Gunfighting.
Yeah, you are going to have dual wield 45 calibers at some
Well,
point.
it can't be
over the
Jet
course
Li
of this
anymore.
film.
I'd say Jet Li.
No,
Lots of smoke, lots
Yeah.
of fire, doves flying in the background. There's always
Yeah.
got to be There's always
Yeah.
the dove scene.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
John Woo was
right
Michael
now,
Bay
they
before
have not
Michael Bay.
released any casting. John Woo is finishing making Silent Night before he starts working on this one. So we'll see.
Silent Night. Slasher film? Silent Night?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay.
Right on.
I didn't know about that one. That's cool.
Yeah, he's finishing up Silent Night with Joel Kinnaman from Suicide Squad. So we'll see.
All right.
Nice. As long as he doesn't try to make Face Off 2, everything will be fine.
No.
That's his
saw
biggest
that
commercial
rumor. Oh
success
my
too. It's
God.
his biggest commercial success. He made more money off of Face Off than any other movie that John Woo has ever made.
Really?
That's embarrassing,
Yes.
to be honest.
Even
Yes.
didn't he do a Mission Impossible also?
Yeah, but that was his worst one. He did Mission Impossible 2
That's his worst performing movie is Mission Impossible.
of his major Hollywood films. Yeah,
That's
you take the Hong Kong
ridiculous.
stuff out of it, but
That's probably because Smurf told everybody not to see it because it had Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Sounds about
maybe.
right.
Know it.
If Tom Cruise is in a film, Smurf will not watch that film and will absolutely not pay to be in the same building as that film.
I mean, I'm
I
gonna
am
go see
still-
Maverick.
I have still yet to see Tropic Thunder because of that. Tropic Thunder, absolutely right out. And if he's in Doctor Strange, I am absolutely fucked.
I was wondering what you were going to say about that.
I'll tell you, Smurf, you are missing out on Tropic Thunder. It is one of the finest films of our generation.
I believe you. I have absolute faith in that. But you don't go to the same restaurant after you've gotten shitty service. All right. You refuse to pay the constabulary. You know what? It can smell like dishwater when you walk in. The food's great. You're coming back. Bad service, bad smell.
Explain
No.
why M. Night Shyamalan still makes movies.
Because people are stupid enough to give that fucker money. You can't keep expecting the one trick pony to give you something different when you give him cash. It doesn't work that way, all right?
I liked Glass.
It was all right, but
I didn't say it was great. I just said I liked it.
it was kind of rough parts for sure.
Yeah.
Not as good as Unbreakable. Let's just
No.
say that.
Unbreakable was great.
Unbreakable you didn't expect. And John McAvoy. Jesus Christ, McAvoy, Professor X, he's the one that sells that performance. That
Mhm.
movie is his, that he dragged that thing to the finish line because Bruce Willis kind of phoned that one in and Samuel L. Jackson was kind of weak sauce. And I didn't like what's her face from American Horror Story in it either. It was just kind of
Yeah.
All
there you
right.
go.
Moving
There's
right along.
the PSA from nerds that know.
If it smells funny and it tastes funny, don't have more.
No. Gas
Unless
station
you're eating a
sushi
clown.
is bad, okay? Just no.
All right. So moving along to our next point.
There were so many comments I had to make there that my brain just stopped working altogether.
We have broken the skull.
Just Baker locked on you, just like
The fucking hamster just like had a heart attack on the wheel. Sorry, go on.
So now that the hamster is dead, let's go ahead and talk MST3K.
Yes.
Yes.
So Mystery Science Theater 3000 is coming back with new episodes on its own streaming service, the Gizmoplex, right? Which is actually supposed to debut the first episode of the new crew this week.
So, as much as I appreciate Mystery Science Theater, does this seem ill-informed to anybody else, them taking it on their own service platform like that? Does it not
Yeah.
seem like this is going to be like a CNN Plus kind of a thing?
Mm.
it kind of reminds me of like Dave TV when they've tried to bring back Red Dwarf, and they kind of like created their own channel just to bring this back.
Because I'm not saying that they couldn't do it. I completely understand that, but why the need for starting a service? Are they going to be doing more stuff besides Mystery Science Theater?
Well, I mean, you'd have to. I don't think anyone is just going to subscribe to.
Well,
Just
that's why
that.
I'm asking, because
Right.
they haven't
First
indicated.
off, I do think that there are people out there that
I wouldn't
Okay.
I wouldn't rush judgment on that one.
Okay, let me. That I definitely misspoke. There will be people. Will there be enough people who are
That's
going
the
to buy
issue.
it? Yeah,
Because
right.
some people did subscribe to
Okay.
CNN Plus. I think
Oh,
it was like
sure. It
11,000
lasted a week.
people or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they pulled it after a
So,
week. So
the things that are already on the Gizmoplex includes Robot Wars, Beyond Atlantis. There's some movies.
So they do have other material.
Okay.
Well, they're all MST3K movies.
Oh,
So movies they have the rights to, they're actually just going to show and then do the theater.
Yeah.
guess if you don't charge a shitload, you could just treat it like a Patreon kind of thing, where it's like $5 a month or something.
I'm checking to see how much it costs right now.
See.
I mean,
Kickstarter backers buy for $135.
That's fucking aggressive. Wow, that's an aggressive choice.
We have all 13 seasons.
okay.
That doesn't matter. Yeah,
there were only 13.
yeah. They took breaks a couple times, I think.
Wow.
All right.
Change the
I mean,
cast
that's
3
that's
times.
how things started when I was in high school.
$135 for the backing, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if you want it for just a couple months. There's a different link to click on, and if you want just the May through July summer pass, that's still $50.
That's fucking aggressive choice right there, guys.
No, thank you.
Do you at least get a T-shirt? I mean, fuck balls.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot to
I
ask.
get a life-size
It does
replica
not
of
look
one of the
like you
robots?
get anything.
That's a lot to ask for basically one TV show.
Yeah.
All right, and it
So-
looks like the whole reason is because this is a Kickstarter, and they're asking for the fans basically to fund everything that they're doing.
Then why not just do a private Patreon for like $5 a month?
Because instead of calling it a Patreon, they can call it Gizmoplex.
So
Yeah.
I'm reading up on it now, and the Gizmoplex is offering the new season
Okay.
as part of that season pass.
I would fucking hope so, because that'd be the reason people would watch.
Mhm.
All the classic episodes are free to everyone starting May 6th.
Wait, so it's free to everybody, but you have to pay $50 fucking to watch the new one?
It doesn't say that, but yes, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, hold on a second. Pump the brakes. So you're meaning to tell me they're looking for people to fund this, but you've got Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, and all these other subscribers looking to just add content, and they're not on it? What the fuck
Yeah,
is
why
wrong
not?
with this picture?
Why not sell the fucking show to one of the streaming services and pocket a couple $100 million?
I mean,
No
have you
shit.
seen
Netflix
some of the
has had
shit
the
that's on
rights.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Netflix has had the rights to MST3K for years now.
And they paid them for it? Or
Yes.
Probably.
was that shitty of a contract?
Well, I
So
mean, it's kind of a dead property. It wasn't until Patton Oswalt got some weird feather up his ass that he's like, oh, I need to do this too because I'm not voicing enough fucking Marvel characters. So I'm going to go do this in addition. And Felicia Day evidently doesn't have anything else to do either because she's tired of playing role-playing games. I just don't get. This is greed. This is stars going past their reach. This is stupid.
Yeah, but
the
even
full
if it's-
season pass gives you 25 plus live stream premieres and an additional 25 new episodes that go through the end of the year. So not only do you get the full season, but every time that they're in town doing a live stream somewhere on their comedy tour, you get it. You get to watch it. If you want to just watch one of the live streams, they're offering them for $10 each.
So more money still.
Yeah.
So you don't. That's not included in the season pass. So if you get the season pass, it's all included. If you just want to watch the live stream, they're $10.
Okay, but the season pass was how much?
$135.
That's fucking ridiculous. You guys, you had an impact.
Here's the thing, though. There
But
are
fuck.
people out there who love Felicia Day. She personally drives me fucking nuts, right? Who love Patton Oswalt, who love MST3K, who will put that money in and then will maybe watch an episode. And then they'll forget to cancel.
There's also people who jerk off dogs for a living, but that doesn't mean we need to pay $135 to watch.
Write that down. Write that line down right now. Hashtag jerk off dogs.
I mean, I'm going to download it and I'm going to watch all the free stuff. That's for sure. Because
Well, yeah, but you can't. Isn't that accessible through other means? Can't you just
Peacock.
find it on
I
fucking
don't
YouTube?
think so. As of May 6th, I think it's all exclusive on here.
Yeah.
Well,
It
And
was
so-
with Netflix, but
So when
That's-
you go to watch Mitchell,
crazy.
starring Joe Don Baker, it'll be on here.
That's absurd. $135.
But
Jesus
it's
Christ.
Oh, the Space Mutiny episode will be on here too.
So
That
That's
means
the
something?
many names of David Ryder.
they
So
have
they're old?
Santa Goes to Mars.
okay, so their old stuff is already is that's only included with the season passes, or can I just go on to Google Pixel or whatever the fuck you just said and just watch it for free?
Gizmoplex, you can watch the old stuff for free.
Starting on the 6th, it will be available for free.
Okay, so I can watch all of the stuff that they did that was good for free, but I have to pay $135 for what might be shit and just fucking greed.
Like I said, I downloaded. I'll probably put it on my Roku because I enjoy Mystery Science Theater 3000 quite a bit and
Well,
love
yeah.
watching the classic episodes without having to deal with Felicia Day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can get all of that stuff for free, but you're
Yeah, I can watch
paying-
the Michael T. Nelson and the Joel stuff, and I can be a happy man.
but you're paying for the cash grab.
I'm not paying for it. So
No, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying they're asking you to pay for the cash grab.
all
when you can watch the
my
stuff that
favorite
was
episodes
good.
are for free on there. So fuck that.
Yep.
Well, so they're greedy and stupid. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
This is
Because
what
wouldn't you
it's
just
looking
lock
like.
all of it behind the fucking paywall at that point?
You would think so, but that's not what it appears like from the streaming service that I just looked at. So,
Okay.
which I'm happy about. That makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's good, I guess. But if you're going to be greedy and shitty, then you might as well be greedy and shitty with all of your property, right?
This is how dumb they are. I'm on the MST3K.com site.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the main page. It doesn't say anything about a streaming service.
Oh, so they're not
Not-
even advertising their own service.
Nothing on the main page.
What
Then you
the
go
fuck
to
are they
where
expecting
to
to happen here?
then you go to where to watch, and it lists Twitch, Netflix,
YouTube.
YouTube, Pluto, Vudu, Amazon, and Shout Factory. Apparently, you can stream 24/7 MST3K classic episodes on Twitch.
That's fucking.
And there's
wow.
no message anywhere about any of this stuff. So
Is this real? Is this
yeah,
a real story?
there's a disconnect here. This sounds weird. This whole thing just someone's
Yeah,
doing
because that
something
doesn't. That makes the
somewhere.
whole news story sound fake. To be
Right.
honest.
There's a web admin losing their job at the end of tonight. They're gonna be watching us and like, what the fuck, dude?
Right.
Yeah, whoever made this business decision needs to be fucking fired.
They've got tour
Absolutely.
dates. They've got the 2021, 2022 tour dates listed.
Wow, that's insane. Okay,
Although that ended in February. Who the fuck
their
knows?
marketing people are stupid. I guess I don't know.
They need to
Which is
hire us
weird.
to be a fuck done more effective. Fucking hell.
Which is weird because like Felicia Day, like for I don't really care about her acting ability to be honest, but she's
Yeah.
usually a pretty good propagandist. She'll push her shit usually. So that's weird that she's not.
I just downloaded and got myself my free profile, and it looks like I can watch every single episode that I'd ever want to.
So how it
A lot that you don't want to.
Oh, so you can buy them for $9.95 right now.
Oh, if you want to buy the episode.
Okay, but if you can stream it for free, why the fuck
Yeah.
would you buy it?
I
Right.
think the free streaming stuff starts on the 6th.
Okay. So then wait till the 6th. What is
so
that?
yeah,
2
wait,
days?
wait 2 days and
Yeah.
not spend it.
Wait till Friday and then
Patient people are out there.
Update to come on this because all of the episodes are available to rent for $10 each. I'll let you know how it goes. Well, I guess it won't be this weekend because I'll be very busy this weekend.
Yeah. Vegas, baby.
There is a blurb via a link on the website that takes you to a story about Gizmoplex. But the link itself doesn't say anything. It just says MST3K rises again for lucky 13th season, now with its own virtual theater. And you click it, and it gives you that headline, and then the byline moves to self-distribution via Gizmoplex. So whoever is in charge of marketing this shit is awful.
Yeah, I'd fire that person.
Yeah,
Whoever
You're
that is.
fired!
Yeah. See you later, bruh.
Then it, bro.
All right, carry on.
All right.
That's insane. Okay.
Final thing on the agenda for tonight. And Tank, I know this is something that you wanted to make sure that we talked about. A Batman legend has died.
Oh yeah, and then all it is Neil Adams died, longtime comic book artist. Drew some crazy iconic covers. People probably would remember. He did a lot for fighting for artists' rights to maintain their property. For a long time, he fought for artists to have rights to the characters they developed. And, he was important. He played a big role in especially Batman's history. And, unfortunately, he passed away. And it appears that Smurf's trying to find one of a Neil Adams. There you go. There's one. A very popular one that kind of got removed for a while with Speedy shooting up heroin.
Well, and this was, the drug issue is one of like his iconic books.
Mhm.
I was about to pull Detective 400, which is the first Man Bat, which is another great character. In fact, I got into Green Lantern because of his work on Batman. And oh no, I got into Batman because of work on Green Lantern. Sorry, I get that confused all the time. But Neil was a unique cat, but his art, his stories, and what he did for the industry has been unmatched by anyone else. No one else has fought for the rights of artists like Neil has.
Yeah, you may personally, I never dealt with him myself, but that's him as an artist had a huge influence on the comic books industry. And we still see that today with people trying to gain rights to characters they developed. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, on that bombshell, does anyone else have any last minute things to add?
Speaking of streaming services, I'm not sure how I feel about Roku, but they are going to have Weird, which is the Weird Al Yankovic biop freaking movie. The trailer landed a couple of days ago.
Daniel Radcliffe playing Weird Al.
Oh my God! I did not know Radcliffe was that jacked. Did you see him? I mean, he's on stage without a shirt. Radcliffe is like got a six-pack. He's got guns. I'm like, holy shit! Harry Potter got tired of getting his ass kicked and hit the gym. I'm really excited to watch this. Radcliffe delivers, I think, just from the trailer, a really impressive performance as Weird Al. I want to see this movie, but it's on Roku only, and that's like, I don't need another streaming. We've had this conversation. Another goddamn streaming service. Fuck.
Well, and now that
we'll have you over for cocktails and some sort of food substance, and we'll watch it here.
No, we need to do like pull a bit. UHF first, which is one of his. Well, it's his only movie, but it's like his best movie, and then we can watch the Daniel Radcliffe biopic.
Well, and it's good for them. It's smart of them to push right now because after that deal with Lionsgate, it's smart, get attention to your service. As weird as it seems, a Weird Al Yankovic bio is kind of going to do that, at least initially. So,
and especially with the casting that they've done.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who is that as Dr. Demento in the background? Because I'm trying to place him and I keep looking at him and I'm like, God, who is that? Oh. And I was like, God damn it. I recognize him, but I just could not put a name to the face and it was driving me nuts. And I don't want to cheat, to your point.
You don't want to cheat?
No, I don't want to cheat and look it up. I want it to come through naturally. And sometimes that's a little more wine-induced haze than necessary. I get that. It's all right. Sooner or later it'll hit me, and then I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's who that is. But I know it's Dr. Demento, which is really weird that I picked that up.
Is that Rainn Wilson?
Yeah, it's Rainn Wilson.
Oh, that is Rainn Wilson. Yep. I'm looking at the screenshot of it.
I just pulled up the screenshot and he's right there. Dr. Demento.
Rainn Wilson. Dr. Demento. Are you
kidding? That's kind of interesting casting.
That is so good.
I mean, I guess you couldn't do Weird Al without Dr. Demento.
You can't. They are like they are peanut butter and jelly. They go together. The Dr. Demento show was put on the planet because of Weird Al and fish heads and other weird shit. But
yep.
I don't even want to go into existential blues. All right. That is another song that is so wrong, but it's so good. And T-Bone singing it. It's great.
Reminds me so much of 5th grade.
You guys are old.
Yes.
I was 20.
Oh my God. But yeah, that's a good call out. Weird. Yeah, I guess jump onto Roku if you want to watch it.
I mean, name of another pop culture figure who spans as long as Weird Al does, who is universally beloved. Ridiculed, maybe. Elvira's another good one. Yep. Elvira's absolutely another good one.
I don't know. I don't know about Universal.
Maybe the last
Julio
one
hates him.
Okay. I mean, the people who he parodies maybe might have an issue, right? But I'm talking about
there are also
the
people
unwashed
who he
masses.
parodies who say, yeah, that means I made it to the big
Right.
leagues.
Julio's the only
yes.
one who I think had
Yeah.
a problem with it.
It's a
Right.
rite of passage. Michael
Right.
Jackson
You
like
made it.
looked forward to it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's not another figure in pop culture like that.
No.
Well, yeah, and to get to kind of a backup point that, and especially someone who lasted that long, that isn't a sack of shit at
Right.
the end. Where you find some fucked up story about what they did to people when they were on their way up.
Right.
I don't know. We haven't watched his biography yet, so it could.
He's genuinely
If he-
a very nice guy. He's a little eccentric.
If they choose to drop bombshells about his life in the biopic while he's still alive, holy
Yeah.
shit!
Right.
Oh my god. That would be
Come to find out, now Weird Al drowns puppies.
Yeah,
No, you can't do that to me.
yeah. They do some weird shit like that. That'd be interesting, but I don't think that's what's about to happen.
Probably not.
That is fantastic.
But I
And
am looking forward to watching this movie.
and he's a beloved person. I mean, everybody goes. I mean, when he was here for Denver Comic Con, people lined up. I mean, one of the cosplayers did his Weird Al Yankovic with the chest organ, with the accordion. And went, took a picture with him, and got his signature. I mean, Weird Al picks him out of a crowd now. He's that with it. It's very impressive.
That's cool.
It's going to be along the same lines as like the Mr. Rogers biopic, right? But not a
Probably.
single person has anything wrong to say about fucking, other
Mr.
than
Rogers.
people that really just don't like Mr. Rogers because he's, the same thing. Nobody has a bad word to say about Mr. Rogers. You go watch that movie, and I was like, this is going to torment my childhood because Mr. Rogers was such a big part of it. And then he turns out just to be the same guy.
And
That's an excellent comp.
He's
I
like,
think
really? No, he really is just a wholesome motherfucker.
Yeah.
man.
It's like
Dude,
nobody
when
will
he's-
talk shit about Mr. Rogers. Nobody will talk shit about Weird Al except
Right.
Julio.
Well,
so now
when
we've got a Mount Rushmore of two.
3, we got
Mr.
Elvira, Mr.
Rogers.
Rogers,
Elvira.
Weird
Weird
Al.
Al.
All right, I'll give you
Elvira.
Elvira.
Iron Sheik.
What?
It's the Sheik. As
Because
much
he
as I
played- no, that was-
adore the Sheik,
What?
Only because he tells everyone to go fuck himself about 5 times a day on Twitter.
I was
yeah,
gonna
he is-
say,
Wants to do the camel clutch on everybody.
yes.
Who's the guy that
yes.
played Mario on the live action? Who was that? Captain Lou Albano? I put Lou Albano before I would put the Iron Sheik. Okay.
that's not a bad call out, actually. Lou Albano might be a good one for that fourth head on.
Oh
there.
no, there were people that hated Lou Albano.
Yeah,
but that's
there
because
are.
they watched
Yeah.
wrestling. He wasn't a bad guy, as far as I know. He's
Well, no,
just
a lot of these people aren't bad guys, but I'm just talking
Yeah.
about total package, right? From the art to the public persona to the private persona, all of it.
Hmm.
Elvira,
I don't think Iron Sheik
Mr.
qualifies on that
Rogers.
list.
Yeah, oh yeah, Iron Sheik does not. If you haven't watched his movie, watch the movie. It's
It's
really,
impressive.
really good. It's really good.
Yeah. That guy's a legitimate Looney Tune character, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. If you don't follow him on Twitter, you need to. When you wake up in the morning and everything's in all caps. Go fuck yourself.
And
Monday
it's usually
motivation.
directed Hulk Hogan.
Oh
Almost
yeah,
every time.
yeah.
That is
Every,
of
every
course.
other tweet.
Still
So
to this day, 40
So
years
good.
later.
Get out
It's
of
like-
bed and grab
It's like
the
George
Dave by the
Takei every
nutsack.
morning
Monday
texts
motivation.
Shatner. Yeah,
Yeah.
Shatner every morning gets a text from George Takei. Go fuck yourself.
Right. Except that's cheek to the entire world.
Oh my god! And you can tell when Sheik loses a sports bet too.
Oh, yeah, I know. When he's got money on a game, oh man, it's
He
every
fucking
30
launched
seconds.
Ben Simmons under the biggest bus I've ever seen. He's like,
Well, I
Ben
mean,
Simmons, what the fuck?
Ben Simmons kind of launched himself under that bus, if we're
Right.
being honest.
right. The best thing we can say about the Iron Sheik is he has given us the word jabroni.
Oh yeah, and
Is that
aggressively
Iron
using
Sheik?
it.
Yeah,
Wasn't that
that's the cheek.
No, The
That
Rock
was
stole that
cheese,
from him.
though?
Yeah. No, that was not Scott Hall. That was
All right.
No,
he
that's
stole it off of
all from the
Sheiky
Sheik. Yep.
Yep.
Cheeky baby started it.
Mm.
Cheeky baby.
Freaky baby.
Cheeky baby.
Why
the
a
one
crazy guy? Oh.
Anything else, darlings?
The fourth head is Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
There we go.
There you
Got it.
go.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Sir
Patrick
Patrick
Stewart.
Stewart.
We got one from each genre. We got music, we got horror, we got sci-fi, and we got children.
Wait,
I mean, we
did
could
you
put
say?
LeVar Burton in there easily, but I like
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart.
Wait, did you say horror or whores?
Yes.
Kind of both. No, I'm just-
Little column A, little column B. They
Yeah.
lift right here. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Did you
I
see
got
the
you.
Absolutely nothing about Elvira is an A or a B.
Right. Did
No.
you guys see the backlash that she got after she came out?
Yeah, that was
yeah, how
disappointing.
stupid though. I mean,
I
come
know.
on.
I sometimes I can't stand old white men. It's like, bro, you never had a chance to begin with. Come on.
Yeah,
There isn't enough money in the world that would have turned her head.
she efficiently killed about 50 million fantasies all at once.
I know. And
Let's be
sparked
honest.
50 million more.
Those fantasies still happen.
It's like that scene in Saving Private Ryan where the German is slowly pushing the knife through
Oh
the
god,
dude's
yeah.
chest.
Oh, yeah.
Just, that is exactly just slowly just.
All right, Smurf, with that visual, take us out.
And on that bombshell, we shall say goodnight. You have witnessed the show that we call The Nerds That Know. Come back next week because I guarantee it'll be just as much off the rails as this one, and we might actually be sober. But in the meantime, give us a like, give us a share. Go over to the Brothers Odd Ood. I like Ood personally because, you know, the Tendley things. But that's just my personal opinion. These guys are great. We love them endlessly. Lots of love. But in the meantime, run fast, laugh hard, and always be kind. Good night.